Or to the pod. Okay, we're good.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Medinger. I am with Allied Tour and Travel, and I'm excited to have you today on this webinar. We are going to be talking about the newest tour that we've put together for 2024. It's called the Memorials of World War II. We're working in partnership with Colette on this tour, and they've got a great reputation, and we're excited to partner with them. And I have got Vicki here with me, who's going to run through some of the itinerary and details of this tour. So take some notes, and you feel free to call the office if you have any questions after you're watching this. Here you go, Vicki.
Awesome. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Ryan. We so appreciate the partnership with you and your staff at Allied Tour and Travel, and look forward to offering this fabulous tour to your clients. All right, I'm going to share my screen next, and we'll get this going here. All right. So just to reiterate again, my name is Vicki Bauer with Colette. I am the Business Development Manager, and I would like to just share a little bit what we're going to talk about today, the Memorials of War. We'll talk about a day-by-day itinerary, and then at the end, we'll talk about how you can call Allied Tour and Travel to sign up for the tour and answer any questions that you may have. So here we go. The Memorials of World War II. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out is that with these tours that we partner with, you get all the most inclusive 4-star guided touring experience provided. And you get to enjoy the trip without any worries along the way. We take care of all the details so that you can just sit back and enjoy. We have a product team that works behind the scenes to perfect the tour pacing, so it makes it more enjoyable for you to see and do as much as you can, but still enjoy a nice trip along the way. So we have the most seasoned team in travel working behind the scenes for you. Colette gives back to many of the areas that we visit through community, people, travel, and planet. And we have over 6,400 hours just in this last year where we've given back to the communities that we serve. So we also have a Colette Foundation that supports worldwide communities through hunger and educational initiatives as well. Now, to commemorate the 80th anniversary of D-Day, this iconic journey of remembrance is where we'll find out what was lost and what was gained through the Second World War. This is the Memorial of World War II tour, including 10 days and 12 meals. This is a map of the tour of the things, the places that we'll visit along the way. As you can see, on day 1, you'll have an overnight flight that arrives into London on day 2, where we'll have 2 days in London. Then on day 4, we'll head down to Portsmouth. Then the next morning, we'll take a ferry through the English Channel and arrive into France, where we'll stay 3 nights in Cannes, and then make our way down to the beautiful city of Paris. So this is also in the middle of the screen. You can see the D-Day landing sites that we'll visit along the way as well. And we'll talk more about this as we go through the itinerary. But this, just to kind of give you a level of activity that this tour will be, it's a level 3 out of 4. And it means that you're an on-the-go traveler and that you can stand for periods of 2 to 3 hours with a moderate pace walking tour. It may have various hills or uneven surfaces. You just want to keep that in mind just to make sure that it's a tour that will be able to be enjoyed along the way. Okay, so now it's day 2 and we've arrived to London. Here is where we'll uncover the journey of discovery of remembering the 80th anniversary of D-Day. It is here where you'll meet your tour manager at your first hotel in London, and that tour manager will be with you from start to finish on this tour, on this guided tour. So that person will be your main reference as far as providing the history and all the amazing facts of this tour along the way, as well as offering suggestions of things that you could do in your free time, whether it be additional sightseeing or dinner options. Um, and then keep in mind that when you do fly in on day 2, you may arrive early in the morning because most of the flights to Europe leave the US in the evening and arrive the next day in the morning. If so, you'll be able to store your luggage in the hotel until your room is available, and you'll have some free time to explore the city on your own. Then join us this evening for a beautiful dinner with your fellow travelers, which will highlight London's culinary renaissance. So a great opportunity to meet everyone that you'll be spending the tour with along the way. The next day, we will uncover London's mirrored connection to World War II on an expert guided tour. We'll step back in time to 1940, when the city was on the receiving end of the German Blitz. Learn how London would be reduced to rubble, but the Londoners themselves would say, keep on and carry on, or keep calm and carry on. Next, we'll see this iconic statue or cathedral, St. Paul's Cathedral, as well as many other London landmarks, such as the Big Ben, Westminster Abbey, and the Houses of Parliament. This cathedral never fell despite relentless attacks by the German planes. So this truly became a symbol of British resilience and courage during the Blitz. Many of images were created of St. Paul to be a symbol of Britain's resolute spirit, and it stood steadfast when other buildings around it fell by fire. In fact, civilian brigades, including the St. Paul Fire Watch, protected this structure. Um, Another interesting fact that I thought was entertaining, was amazing, I guess, is when there was an unexploded bomb had landed on top of this cathedral, and it took an extremely risky mission in order to get it off, but they were able to do it without damage to the cathedral. Next, we'll retrace Winston Churchill's steps on a walk by the Cenotaph to 10th Downing Street. We'll experience it next. We'll experiencing the bustling atmosphere of London's West End as we take a stop to Covent Gardens, which is a shopping and entertainment hub. So this will be an opportunity for you to grab a bite to eat, enjoy a little shopping before heading back to your hotel for the evening. Now it's day 4, and this morning we journey through the English countryside to the beautiful town of Portsmouth. This city was placed a critical role in the preparation efforts of Operation Overlord. And this was the code name for the Battle of Normandy. The operation was launched on the 6th of June, 1944, with the Normandy landings. This afternoon, we'll visit the D-Day Story Museum. In this photo, you can see the landing craft tank 7074. It was the last surviving land craft tank from the D-Day Wars. You'll have an opportunity to explore this gallery and learn about the planning that went into this operation. And where this sits, it's originally was the dockyards of Eisenhower and Montgomery's military headquarters, but it now hosts the D-Day Museum. After leaving the museum, then we head back to our hotel where you enjoy an evening of a fellowship with your fellow travelers and have an opportunity to relax before we head out early the next day. This morning, we'll leave early and board our ferry on our way through the English Channel. Here you'll have an opportunity to recount the parallel journey nearly 160,000 courageous Allied troops took on June 6, 1944, as they set to liberate Europe from the Nazis. Depending on the ferry schedule this morning, you may have to leave the hotel early in the morning, around 5 or 6 a.m., but the more information will be provided on tour depending on your exact ferry schedule. If box lunches will be provided by the hotel to take with you. Otherwise, on the ferry, there is an opportunity to have breakfast and lunch as well. And you will be accommodated in the seating area on the ferry. The ferry ride takes approximately 6 hours. And keep in mind, if you are prone to any seasickness, to take precautions. Just usually I recommend wearing those patches and they work very well. But if not, you won't have a problem. I wanted to keep in mind that there is no porterage service provided by the maritime stations, nor on board the ferry. Thus, you will be asked to handle your luggage both on and off the ferry. Now you will dock in the town of Osterham, which was the largest bunkers of the German Atlantic Wall defense system. Throughout the rest of this presentation, I'll kind of be noting the different areas of our U.S. forces where they were stationed, in case you have friends or family that are interested in where these specific regiments were held. So this area was occupied by the 1st Platoon of the Grenadier Regiment 736. Then a coastal drive will take us down by Sword Beach, which was a British landing site. And then we'll head on our way to Juno Beach, where the Canadian soldiers sacrificed their lives amongst a deluge of air attacks, naval bombardments, and land offensives. Next, we'll arrive in Cannes for an early evening to settle into your hotel for a momentous 3-night stay. Here, your Normandy hotel will be situated in an area that is close to the D-Day landing sites and has been carefully chosen to provide easy access to those areas. So it may lie in the countryside or on the outskirts of town. And keep in mind that in Europe, as if you traveled there before, you may remember that the hotels kind of tend to be smaller than maybe we're used to in the US, but they are luxurious 3-star properties that I know you will enjoy along the way. This morning, explore Cannes Peace Memorial Museum. It's dedicated for a comprehensive history of the D-Day landing, and then Europe's post-war transition. After, we'll set out to Aromac-Levant to view the remains of Mulberry Harbor. This is one of the greatest engineering feats of World War II, allowing the Allies to establish strategic bridgeheads on D-Day. Later this afternoon, we'll set out to see this German artillery battery in Longues-sur-Mer. You may recall that a famous movie was made here. It was The Longest Day, made in 1962, featuring John Wayne in that. But this battery was constructed in a small French village of Longues-sur-Mer in Normandy. And it sits up on a 60-meter cliff overlooking the sea that formed Germany's Atlantic Wall coastal frontation. Then on a lighter note, we're going to head to an apple orchard where you'll be able to enjoy a stroll around the property as well as have a traditional tasting of the cider. The next day is day 7, and we're going to immerse yourself in the history of the Normandy beaches. And this day was one of the days that had the largest amphibious invasion in history, which sounds remarkable and will be extraordinary experience to see for yourself on this journey. You'll have an opportunity to pay your respects to the 9,386 servicemen and women who rest at Normandy's American Cemetery. This cemetery, as well as the World War II cemetery and the memorial of Clonville-sur-Mer in Normandy, France, all honor American troops who died in Europe during World War II. Next, we'll visit 2 of the U.S. landing zones for the invasion of Normandy. One is Omaha Beach, and the second is Utah Beach. Omaha Beach is the landing area in Normandy's north of France, used by the Allied forces during World War II D-Day invasion. And today, the beach is dotted with the remains of German bunkers. You'll have an opportunity to walk on the beaches and see these beautiful stainless steel structures, honoring the memory of these American soldiers. This memorial is called Las Braves. This afternoon, we'll head to Omaha Beach, which is the westernmost beach of the 5 landing areas for the Normandy invasion. On this day, elements of the U.S. 4th Infantry Division were taken with relatively few casualties. Next, we'll discover Puente d'Ar, which is a strategic German battery. You'll have an opportunity to walk through these bunkers yourself, which is a phenomenal experience to see it with your own eyes. This is where this site claimed the ultimate sacrifice of 135 brave men from the 2nd and 5th Ranger platoons. Next, we'll head to the Airborne Museum, learn about the unique paratroopers from Sainte-Mère-Église. This is one of the first French towns that were liberated from the Nazis, which is an amazing feat. And right now it is an airborne museum dedicated to the memory of these paratroopers from the 82nd and the 101st Airborne Division of the United States Army, who parachuted into Normandy on the night of June 5th through the 6th of 1944. Next, we'll return to Caen for in the early evening, and then the next morning we'll set off on our way to Paris. Along the way, you'll enjoy rich pasture lands through Normandy, and then it will take us to this beautiful village of Gibery. Along the way, we'll stop at this beautiful Monet's countryside home. We'll have an opportunity to stroll through the colorful living work of art of Monet's garden. You'll see sources of the artist's inspiration, including the setting of the iconic water lilies photo. This beautiful, nice, beautiful garden to stroll around, so I know that you'll enjoy this along the way. Next, we'll set off to Paris, the French capital, and it was under German occupation from 1940 through 1944. We'll head to your hotel, which is located in the area called La Défense, which is a business district, in a bustling atmosphere where you have an opportunity to enjoy many dining options this evening. Or you may choose to do an optional excursion to Paradis Latin. This is one of Paris's most beloved institutes, and it is a fun atmosphere and of champagne flowing, can kicking, music-driven cabaret for the evening, along with a scrumptious dinner. So you may want to take an opportunity to enjoy that fabulous experience while in Paris. The next day, we'll have an expert that will lead us through Paris and on a journey back in time when Germany occupied this area and their puppet government of Vichy. You'll pass by this Arc de Triomphe along your journey, as well as many of the other famous sites throughout the city, such as the Hotel de Ville, Les Invalides, Pantheon, and of course, this beautiful Luxembourg Gardens. You will see sites that tell the story of liberation of Paris and what life was like under German occupation. Tonight, you're in for a treat, and you can bid au revoir to this fair city with your fellow travelers on a beautiful Seine River dinner cruise. It's truly a magical experience as you see the city lights unfold before you and the Eiffel Tower sparkling with its beauty. Our tour comes to a close today, and we leave with the knowledge and understanding of more World War II history. Memories of this powerful journey through memorials of World War II are sure to stay with you for years to come. As a quick recap, the included experiences on this tour are you'll discover London's rich history of World War II. You'll visit you'll view the St. Paul's Cathedral, Big Ben, Westminster Abbey, and the Houses of Parliament. You'll visit the D-Day Museum and immerse yourself in the Normandy beaches. Cross the English Channel by ferry and explore Caen Peace Memorial and Mulberry Harbor. Visit 2 of the U.S. landing zones in the Normandy invasion of Omaha Beach and Utah Beach, and then see all the famous sites of Paris on your Paris tour, including Luxembourg Gardens. And then, of course, end with the magical dinner cruise on the Seine River. As part of your package with Allied Tour and Travel, you have, they're offering the pickup locations that they tend to use. It's Omaha, Lincoln, Sioux City, Grand Island, York, Norfolk, Columbus, and Fremont. So this truly makes it convenient for you that they handle taking you from your hometown to the airport and back. It is truly a nice perk that Allied Tour and Travel offers for their clients. Of course, your package comes with the economy airfare out of Omaha. And then as far as our dining experiences, all the meals that are included on our tour are listed on the brochure under each day in the parentheses, with B being breakfast, L being lunch, and D being dinner. For your lunch and dinner experiences, you do have the choice of entree while on tour. You can choose from any chicken, beef, or fish entree. And then we can also accommodate any vegetarian or food allergies if needed. You just want to be sure to note this on your reservation form or with by calling Ryan and his staff at Allied Tour and Travel. And then, of course, we talked about the optional excursions throughout the presentation, and the additional information can be provided on them of what that additional cost would be, as well as a in-depth description of what's included as far as that additional package. So Ryan and his staff will be able to assist with that as well. All right, when traveling the world, you'll be traveling worry-free with our industry-leading travel protection plan. It truly offers one of the best insurance plans that I've experienced throughout my 15 years in the travel industry. It is a cancel for any reason trip insurance up until the day prior to departure, less the cost of the trip insurance. It's truly unbeatable in the industry, and is almost kind of necessary even nowadays after the pandemic. During um, So keep in mind that this trip insurance would need to be paid with the deposit, and it would provide protection not only prior to your trip, but it also provides coverage while on the tour. If you were to have any kind of medical uh, emergency or need assistance while you're traveling internationally, perhaps suffer a delay getting there or back from your trip, or baggage loss or delay, your trip insurance provides coverage for all these emergencies. So it's truly the kind of peace of mind that you cannot put a price tag on. Of course, when traveling internationally, you will need a valid passport. We're asking that it be a valid 8 months past your travel date. So I'd encourage you to look at your passport to make sure that it is not going to expire soon. And then starting in 2024, this travelers from the US will need to complete this European Travel Information and Authorization System form. We would ask that everyone complete it by going online and completing the online information form. It typically runs around €8 per person, but of course we'll provide more information on that as it gets closer to departure. And I learned the other day that people ages between 18 and 70 are only required to complete this. Now, of course, we'd encourage you to sign up for this trip early and qualify for this discount of $350 off per person. Ryan and his staff have up to 24 seats on this tour, and they'll be selling them on a first come, first serve basis. And they would ask that if you're interested in signing up for the trip, to call their office. And I do have that information. We'll talk about that phone number next. I thought I had it on my screen here. Oh, yes, I do. So the number at Allied Tour and Travel is 1-800-672-1009. There's also a number of 402-371-3840. So just as an overview, this is the memorials of World War II for August 30th through September 8th. If you would like to put down a deposit, we would ask for $698. And then the trip insurance would need to be purchased as well at that time, if interested, at $449 per person. Now, keep in mind that this both the deposit and the insurance are fully refundable up until the end of the year if you were to need to cancel for any reason. And then after this date, the only portion that you would lose would be the trip insurance cost of $449. So there's truly no risk of signing up for this trip now. It's typically, I tell people it's usually easier to get you off a tour than sometimes it is to get you on the tour. So the total cost of the trip for 2 people in one room, which is called a double rate, would be $5,339 per person. Ryan and his staff have a brochure that they will be able to provide to you, as well, which has additional information. So I invite you to come along on this spectacular Memorials of World War II and see it for yourself. So now, Ryan, I'll bring you back in, and there we go. Awesome.
Very good. Thank you very much for all that great information. This is a tour that we are very much looking forward to. Also, if you want to, look through the itinerary digitally, you can go to our website, www.alliedtt.com, and we've got that tour on there. And just give us a call if you have any questions. We'll be excited to help you and get those answered. So thank you, everybody, for your time watching this, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.